Our speaker this morning is Judy Douglas. She works at Missoula Aging Services. And Judy, you're going to have to give us a little bit of background about yourself before you get started, because I forgot to ask you to give me some background about yourself.
Okay, I'd be happy to do that. Well, my background actually is a little bit important in the job that I do now, because I've had a lot of experience with volunteerism. I was a school teacher for probably 13 years, a high school teacher teaching physics in Maine. And I retired from that to raise my child and be a volunteer. So I volunteered for probably 12 years before I got back into the workforce. And then I went into career development at the University of Montana. And then I went over to what was known as the AmeriCorps RSVP program at Missoula Aging Services. Now we're going through a name change. We are now called AmeriCorps Seniors. And so we just changed this week. So I'm hoping I don't make that mistake calling it the old name. And I see in the audience there are two. I see Lee Silliman and Lynn, yeah, our RSVP members. So they're familiar with the program, and perhaps they'd like to speak at the end about their experience. I would love that, to give us some firsthand voices of people that are in the RSVP program. So as being so now I'm the AmeriCorps Seniors Coordinator at Missoula Aging Services, and I've literally interviewed hundreds of people that retire from the workforce and are making that transition in their life, and they want to give back. Most of them, so they all have things in common. They want to give back. They want to stay connected to community. They want to make friends. And they want to know what day of the week it is by volunteering. Like, they want some kind of structure in their life. So, but there are many ways that people that I interview are very, very different. They come in and they, some of them want to use the skills that they've gleaned over the years, and others want nothing to do with what they used to do. They want to learn other things. They want to do something completely different. So everybody is so different. And sitting down and talking with people and learning to fit them in the opportunity that would enrich their life is what I love to do. That is my most favorite part of this job. So that I just want to talk a little bit about the program and about volunteerism in general. I'm going to share my screen. So I am, Missoula Aging Services is our sponsor. And the programs, so it's called AmeriCorps Seniors, and there are 3 programs that are in this under AmeriCorps Seniors. It's for adults ages 55 and older. There are the Senior Companion Program, which these volunteers help older adults stay independent in their homes by helping them do grocery shopping, by playing cards with them, socializing, driving them to doctor's appointments, etc. That is a stipended program. The foster grandparent program is volunteers tutoring in the schools. And that is also a stipended program. Stipended programs are for income eligible older adults that want to volunteer, and it offers them a little stipend for their time. So it's really, these programs are great. It's a win-win. It not only offers income eligible seniors a little extra money, but it also puts their skills into the community. So I love those two programs. I am the coordinator for the RSVP program, which is the last program. It's the Retired Senior Volunteer Program. You might wonder what volunteerism has to do with Missoula Aging Services. Why is it sponsored by them? Well, Missoula Aging Services has known for years that volunteering is good for older adults. Research has shown that doing good is good for you. This is all research-based. So volunteerism reduces depression, chronic pain, stress, risk of disease, and social isolation. And social isolation is a big one. Volunteering increases physical fitness, mental functionality, sense of purpose, social connection, and longevity. Missoula Aging Services' mission is to promote the health, independence, and dignity of older adults and those who care for them. So it's like an umbrella of services for older adults. And we are so lucky to have them in this community. But you can see where volunteerism would be a big part of their mission. So let's talk about the Retired Senior Volunteer Program. The RSVP partners with over 60 agencies in Missoula County. And these agencies are nonprofits. They are agencies like the police station, the Office of Emergency Management, the Art Museum. So we're all over the place, and we're way up in Sealy Lake too. It offers over 150 volunteer opportunities. And of course, that's pre-COVID. Right now, things are on hold. Our volunteers are still volunteering with the stations they are associated with. In fact, during 2020, during COVID, we put in 18,839 hours with, but those are like existing volunteers that are already associated with their stations, like working for the Red Cross, working for the food bank, delivering Meals on Wheels. So we have about 311 volunteers right now that are actively working during this time and safely working too. A lot of them are remote, some are virtual. Meals on Wheels drivers are protected in their cars and stuff. So pre-COVID, we have about 450 active members, and the Retired Senior Volunteer Program offers excess liability insurance for people while they're volunteering. So here are some of the agencies just a smattering of agencies that we partner with to provide volunteer opportunities. Parks and Rec, American Red Cross, the Art Museum, Jeanette Rankin Peace Center, Missoula Urban Development, Garden City Harvest, Special Olympics, Missoula Community Chorus, the Humane Society, Ecology Project International, Habitat for Humanity, Casa Missoula, the Girl Scouts, Missoula Interfaith Collaborative, Arts Missoula, the Sheriff's Office, the police station, the Historical Museum at Fort Missoula, the Missoula County public schools, AARP, the YWCA, Mountain Home, Montana, American Cancer Society, Watson's Children's Center. So that's just a smattering of the stations that we partner with. To me, and what I told you that I love to do is fit people to an opportunity that enriches their life. We are truly an advocate for the volunteer. If people aren't fitted, then well, I know this from when I was volunteering for that 13-year period in between my retirement and going back to work. I really wanted to volunteer, but I was afraid to start. I didn't want to get committed to something that I read about or didn't like, or something that maybe would take up too much of my time. So I just was in it like frozen. I didn't do anything for a while, and then I got involved. I wish I had known about Senior Corps, although I was too young to go in and get an interview, but because this is for people 55 and older. But if I had been 55 or older, I would have gone into Missoula Aging Services and I would have sat down and talked to somebody, and I would have been like fitted to a job and then given a job description so that I could read it and say, yeah, this is what I want to do. And then, ease my way into it before I'm just thrown into it. And then have this commitment that, oh my gosh, I don't know if I could fulfill. So again, the fit is of utmost importance to us. And the goal is to find a volunteer opportunity that enhances your life. Now I want to talk about, the rest of the presentation is just a smattering of slides of volunteers in action. And they're more of a cue for me to talk about some opportunities that we have. And again, a lot of these are when things open up again, because right now stations are just mostly using their existing volunteers rather than onboarding new people, because it involves training, and all of these jobs come with training. So you are never thrown into something without knowing how to do it. So this is our disaster services, the slide I made for this. This picture right here was during the floods. You probably all remember the floods when 3rd Street was flooded, and we were called in by the Office of Emergency Management to start an information call center. And this is one of our opportunities to be on this call center. And every disaster is different, so we handle it in a different way. But this team was working on the floods, and people would call in and with various questions. The Office of Emergency Management set us up with a website that was easily navigated so that we could answer just about every question that came in. This is the Red Cross. We offer a couple of quite a few opportunities with them in disaster services and also as blood ambassadors. And this is a picture of us during the fire season. You probably all remember back in 2017 when there were 2 fires in Missoula County at the same time. There were so many people that were being evacuated, so many calls coming in. And what that did was it shut down the sheriff's department with phone calls, and the Office of Emergency Management and 911. They were all inundated with calls. So what we did was we partnered with the Office of Emergency Management and opened our call center. And I have a video, and I'm gonna show you this. This is like our call center in action.
2017 wildfire season in Missoula County was one of the most severe in recent history, and we needed to open up our emergency operations call center to take pressure off 911. We brought in RSVP volunteers that are coordinated through the Missoula Aging Services.
Okay, Rice Ridge is going to be the major concern today.
And had those folks answer phones to provide timely and accurate information to people that were severely impacted by these fires.
Missoula County Fire Information Line. This is Sue. How may I help you? Well, you know, when there's an emergency, you feel helpless. You don't know what you can do, but you need something to help. So when I got the call from RSVP, I thought, you know, this is something that I could really get into. Once you pass a checkpoint, you're not able to get back in. For me, it's a way to get back to my friends and neighbors and to the town of Missoula. And in conspicuous areas.
I mean, we get good training when we come in. Judy or Nick are updating us on what the current fire conditions are. They show us the maps, and we know exactly what's going on.
So between the computer screen, the whiteboard, and the walls, we've got updated maps, updated air quality, and information that we can have right at our fingertips to answer just about every single question that comes in.
I know that I'm helping. When I answer the phone and I have a person on there who's confused or concerned, I can give them the accurate information and feel like I can calm them down a little bit.
So it gives you a sense of accomplishment. When you go home, you've actually done some good for your community.
People were so appreciative, and the need was acute and urgent. I'm very glad to have been a part of this increase and expansion of the evacuation order zone.
We received a lot of positive feedback from Missoula residents who called the fire information line. They expected a recorded message, but they got an actual person, and that meant a lot to them. Missoula County employees also gave us a lot of positive feedback because they knew where to send people who were asking them questions.
Another area that we help out with is housing. We partner with Habitat for Humanity, and this is a picture of one of our RSVP members at a construction site. They build 2 houses a year usually for our lower income families in Missoula County. This is 2 ladies helping out with a Habitat for Humanity does every year, and it involves a mailing. We help out with a number of mailings from, we help out with Watson's Children's Center mailing, and we also help out with City Harvest mailing. So there are mailings where they just need somebody to either hand address an envelope or stuff envelopes, and it's really a social time, which is wonderful because you get to just chat and help an organization. And this is a RSVP volunteer helping out with Missoula Interfaith Collaborative. Missoula Interfaith Collaborative is instrumental in helping homeless people find a pathway to sustainable housing. And this volunteer helps in the office doing clerical work so that the housing advocates can be out in the field actively helping people. We also have people working with the YWCA, and I didn't have a good picture of this. So I just included this slide so that I would remember to talk about it. The YWCA helps people in crisis that are threatened by abuse. And they have a crisis line that people can help with. It's right now it's 100% remote. People are doing it from their homes. And they also have a pathways program, which you have a family and you take them to the next step in affordable housing. And the next step is different for everybody. Sometimes it's trying to help them find a car, or helping them do a resume or something. So it's called the Pathways Program. We have people doing that as well. We also help out with veterans, and this is the Veterans Barbecue we do every year with the Veterans Support Network. We're a member of that. And this is a fundraiser that helps get funds for veterans organizations. We help out with Toys for Tots, which is done by the Marines. And what we do there is we sort toys, and we put them in groups of ages 3 to 5 and whatever. And then we take people through and help them shop for toys for their family. And this again is Toys for Tots. Working with the Marines is fun. And this is just such a cute picture. I had to put it in. It's Santa socks that we help do stuffed socks full of goodies for veterans that are in assisted living homes and nursing homes in Missoula. Again, this is just a smattering of jobs. This is just the jobs I had good pictures with. So I wanted to do them up, like I said, 150 different job opportunities. These are the tutors. Tutors help out in the school, in early Head Start, in Head Start, and in Missoula Public Schools, also in Punchtown, in Sea Lake. So they are all over the place. We help out with food security. This is 2 ladies helping Garden City Harvest. Garden City Harvest provides fresh food to the food bank. So that really is an important resource. This is a RSVP member helping wrap presents. This is a fundraiser that the food bank does every year at Christmas time. This is a Meals on Wheels program. We have about 130 volunteers doing this program alone. It takes an army to get those meals out every day. This is a slide of the Meals on Wheels drivers. I like this slide because it shows the camaraderie. This is at dispatch before they bring the food out, and everybody's sitting around talking. Now, it looks like it's all men here. There's one woman right there, but really Meals on Wheels drivers are half men and half women. We get the force is like equal, 50-50 men, women. And there's just a big camaraderie and a very social time before the meals are actually delivered. This is somebody working at the food bank, stacking. We do a lot of work with the food bank with the Roots program, which delivers frozen meals to homebound seniors, and kids program, which makes lunch, the Empower program, which fosters education with youngsters at the food bank. So the food bank is truly a community center. It's more than a food bank now, the new one. And we have a lot of volunteer opportunities with them. Healthy Futures these are a lot of our Missoula Aging Services volunteers. I told you that Missoula Aging Services is like an umbrella of resources for older adults. So we have so many programs and we use a lot of volunteers. In fact, we have 900 volunteers working at volunteering at Missoula Aging Services, and we have a little over 50 employees. So we have more volunteers than we have employees, way more. So it takes an army. We have 5 volunteer coordinators to help coordinate all those volunteers. These are two of our volunteers that work with the nutrition program. These ladies are working they are putting together Medicare books for our Medicare class, that workshop that we have. I think that's quarterly or monthly, or it must be monthly. This is our education task force, works with our education staff member to get the word out about everything that Missoula Aging Services offers. This is a senior companion helping an older adult do grocery shopping. A caring companion, sorry. The RSVP program also has volunteers that go into people's houses and help them remain independent in their homes. They're called caring companions. We also have, this is like most of our jobs are in community priorities. What we think is a priority for this community, and this again is just a small smattering of the things that we do. This is at the art museum. The fifth graders go through the art museum and they are given a tour. Every fifth grade in Missoula is given a tour through the art museum. And our volunteers are the ones that lead those kids through, and they are trained, of course, beforehand, and they talk about the current exhibit and teach the kids about art. This is at the Missoula Community Chorus. These ladies are giving out programs to participants of people coming to the chorus, and then after they're done with that, they're going to sit down and listen to the chorus themselves. That's part of that volunteer opportunity. These are Head Start children that are given hats every year. We have knitters that knit all year long, and they provide probably like close to 300 hats and mittens for children in Head Start. And once a year, we have a big gathering where the kids are allowed to come and pick out the hat that they would like. So it's a wonderful event. This is at Jeanette Rankin Peace Center. We are helping with a fundraiser that they have. They help kids shop for their parents for Christmas. And this is one of our volunteers. The kids come, their parents drop them off. They have a budget. They have a list of people they have to buy for, and our volunteers help them pick out their items. This is a volunteer at the Baby Boutique, which is a thrift store for mountain homes. And this is a bunch of masks. We put out an ask for masks early in the year in April. We needed masks for the Meals on Wheels drivers. We needed them for the caring companions. We needed them for both our clients and our staff at Missoula Aging Services. And the RSVP members got out their sewing machines and they made 979 masks for us. So we are so grateful to them. So with that, I thought I'd open it up to questions. Or perhaps Lee or Lynn would like to talk about an experience or what they, I'm not sure if they would want to do that.
I would be glad to speak.
Okay.
Thanks to my wife's connection to Missoula Aging Services, I got to know you and the services you provided. And I think the one that stands out most memorably in my mind was volunteering for the emergency management during the fires of 2017. As you said, can you imagine how wonderful it was for people to call an emergency line and get a live person instead of a tape recording? I mean, you know, it just meant so much to them, and it made you feel really good to learn about what the fires were doing each day. We were well trained before we ever took a phone call. We got a good dose of training on the day's updated situation, and you could tell people what was really going on. And so that was really, I thought, very rewarding. And I've enjoyed going to the Watson's Children's Center to stuff envelopes for their fundraising drive. They do thousands and thousands of letters that they send out for solicitations, and it's a significant part of their funding. So that was really fun to sit and chat with everybody while you stuff these hundreds of envelopes. And correct me if I'm wrong, the Martin Luther King Day reading to children is a lot of fun.
Yes.
That's just, children, them know that, you know, there is efforts to create love and understanding in this world across the boundaries of color. And I think also I used to, for 2 or 3 times, help on a YMCA fundraising run they used to have. I think that was RSVP.
Yes.
And one more thing, I learned that you and I are both physics teachers. You might have told me, I didn't remember that you were a physics teacher. So was I. So you're doing a really good job, and I look forward to going back to life as normal. And I'm not one who wants to be tied down to a once a day or once a week schedule or anything like that. I like the ad hoc events where, you know, you need me, I go, and then the next time you're ready. So thank you very much, Judy.
Yes, you're welcome. So I want to speak to that a little bit. So I told you that some people come in and they want a schedule. They want, like, I want to do something every Tuesday, or, you know, they just want it weekly. Other people like Lee want just the ad hoc events that come up. And we have what's called a short-term list. And basically I have 430 emails. And this is a very popular thing. I have 430 people who are interested in being on the short-term list. So all these agencies that we partner with have these events that are just one time, like handing out turkeys with the food bank, or doing the road race with the YMCA, or what's another, drawing a blank, but we have like a lot of them. So they're just things here and there. And I send out a sign up genius that explains the volunteer opportunity in detail. And you can just either decide to do it or not, and sign up if you want, don't sign up if you, so we have 430 emails. The opportunities get filled. So it's just a wonderful thing to send it out to so many people and have such success at filling them up. That's great for the community, and it's also great for the people. So another one I did was an education event at 9 Mile. So driving all the way to 9 Mile, and I put it out there. I didn't know if anybody would sign up. So it was great. I got so many people signed up for that. And we ended up, we couldn't do it because of COVID, but anyway, it's
Looks like Mary Ann might have a question.
Well, I just have a comment. I'm part of the RSVP, but the one thing that I got involved in was the food bank. And I feel like my retirement wasn't planned very good, because I just got into it for not quite a year before COVID, and then they kind of quit the volunteers. But what I liked about the food bank was it was one of those things where I would get emails and I need somebody for this day and this shift. And so then I would be able to pick up different shifts. And I loved working at the food bank more than anything. I mean, that
Yeah.
was really, really a good opportunity. I did go back when things kind of slowed down in June and they kind of opened it up, and then they closed it back down again when things really got bad with
Yeah.
COVID. So I'm hoping to get back there again, because that's a wonderful place to work and
Yes.
volunteer.
It is. It is. I agree. And their team there is so enthusiastic and so pro volunteers. They know how to treat their volunteers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever worked anywhere where it has been so organized. I commend them for that.
Yes. Yes. I 100%. They are a very strong partner of ours, and I love the food bank.
Ben, did you want to say something?
Yes, that's what I enjoy about it the best too. I really don't want to be committed to something every week. And so when things pop up, I've done many things. I can't say what I like the best. I guess before COVID, we wrapped the little pine trees.
Oh, yes.
I forget who that was for, but it was such a great group effort. You know,
Yeah.
one person's doing this, when I that's what I love, just this streamline of getting things done. And then in the end, you know that you gave back somehow. Yeah, I've addressed envelopes. I've done the thing at St. Anthony's with that annual chorus and greeted people. And that's what I like. You can pick it, you can choose it, you can choose the time, you can choose the time duration. It's all in your schedule. So, and Judy, you do such a great job of all of that. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. So that was Run for the Trees was that
Right.
event that you did. And every year it's a road race that we do here in Missoula, and our RSVP volunteers get together and wrap hundreds of little baby seedlings and we bag them with the Parks and Rec to give to all the participants.
That was fun.
Any other comments or questions? None?
So I guess, Judy, you're just on hold now until things clear up for.
Yeah, like I say, there are a lot of volunteers working hours still with the Red Cross, with the food bank, with Meals on Wheels. So I'm collecting their hours and doing timesheets and a lot of desk work, which is not my favorite. I like being with the volunteers. So, but it'll be over soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Right.
Okay, no other comments or questions? Judy, thank you very much. I think that was very interesting.
Okay, you're welcome. Thanks for inviting me.
And if you'll bear with me a second, I'll tell you what we have coming up next week. Next week, Ken Egan has invited a writer named John Clayton, who's going to talk about 10 ways to look at Yellowstone.